Hello. Thank you, Mr. Goodman and Mr. Booker. You'll have to excuse me. I'm halfway deaf. I have a middle ear infection, and I could not hear a word that either one of y'all were saying earlier. I'm pretty sure Mr. Booker told me he was going to allude to the story about me actually applying at SunTrust. And I've never actually thanked anybody for not hiring me before. So I thanked him backstage, and I'll thank you again. That was probably one of the best moves ever. Well, it's an honor and a pleasure to be here, and I want to thank all of you for joining us this evening. I've seen a lot of familiar faces in the crowd today and backstage in the meet and greet, and it's just an honor to be here. First and foremost, to of course benefit all the wonderful programs that JCC has to offer. And my brother and I grew up, doing many activities with the JCC and played in all the basketball leagues, and so the JCC was a big part of our lives during my young teenage years. And growing up here was just great to have a place like that where we could go and for recreational purposes. So thank you guys for coming out and supporting the JCC tonight. Honestly, I didn't really prepare any kind of formal speech this evening. I'm just kind of trying to shoot from the hip and I guess let y'all know a little bit about myself and who I am and where I come from, if you already don't know. My name is Elliott. Ephraim Elliott Yamin is my birth given name. And I was born in LA, 1978. Moved here to Richmond at the age of 10 years old, and what a change of pace it was. We came from Pasadena, and at the time, I didn't really have a keen sense as to even where Virginia was on the map. Didn't know anybody here except for my cousins and my family, and my mother, of course, grew up here. So things were definitely different here. Big culture shock. But I also I wasn't used to being around so many Jews too. There's a big Jewish community here, and there also was one in LA. But it was great to meet fellow Jews here and be a part of the JCC growing up, and it was quite a change of pace. Growing up, I was kind of a knucklehead, you say. I think it's pretty fair to say I was a bit of a knucklehead. Got in a lot of trouble at a young age. Ate my mom's heart out. God bless her for that, whoever you are, Ma. But I really enjoyed being here and growing up here, and I'm so proud to say I call Richmond my home. There's such a great sense of a family and so many great values that I learned growing up here, and I really miss being here. But I wouldn't trade places with anybody in the world, and I'm just very honored to be where I am today. Many of you may recognize me from a small little TV show that I appeared on a couple years ago. I want to talk a little bit about my experience on American Idol. At the time I tried out, I really didn't have a lot going for me at the time. I was between jobs and kind of trying to find my way. I was one of those late bloomers that didn't really have necessarily a career path. But I always knew I belonged doing something with my voice. And American Idol really opened that door for me. I took a shot, I took a chance, and I'd never done anything like that before in my life. And at the time, I was really at a crossroads, kind of grappling, as to where I was going to go, where I was heading, and what I wanted to do with my life. And I saw him in competition third. With that said, it was the most intriguing thing I've ever been through in my life. I've had many jobs in my life, in my adulthood and teenage years. So I was used to working hard, having a lot of responsibilities at certain points in my life. But going through the whole American Idol experience really kind of prepped me for what this business that I'm in now is really like, and it really prepared me for so many other things beyond Idol. Really made me a better person. Gave me so much more drive and ambition than I had to start with when I auditioned for the show. And I've been really blessed and fortunate to use those tools that I learned along the way and apply it to my everyday life now. Now that I have this career, being a singer at a professional level is something I've always dreamed of doing. Stuff together. Being on Idol was especially hard because one of the first things I really had to adjust to was the schedule. My normal routines. I was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes at age 16. 16, that's a rough age. How many of y'all out there have 16-year-olds? It's a pretty rough age to begin with. But that was probably one of the biggest hurdles I had to get over in my life to this point. Just learning how to take care of myself and accepting the fact that I had this incurable disease for the rest of my life. At the time I was diagnosed, I really didn't want to face the music, no pun intended. I didn't want to believe that all of a sudden I went from this normal knucklehead teenage kid, who's kind of worried about, going out with girls and meeting girls and getting my driver's license and doing all the things that 16-year-olds do, to having this major responsibility of really looking after my health and being that diabetes is such a meticulous disease. There's just so many details to it, and there's that we would do. Every Sunday we would actually take 14 hours out of the day to film a 30-second Ford commercial that would appear on the results night. And then one day during the week we would go in the studio and record all the vocals that you hear us singing on in the background of the commercial. And that was kind of an all-day thing too. Of course we would meet our celebrities that we would work with and work on arranging our songs, and of course they would shoot a lot of B-roll. That's industry jargon for shoot a lot of footage of us, cutting down our songs and arranging them, and what else? There was there was rehearsals. There were rehearsals for the really corny dance routines that we would do on results night. I got rhythm, I can move, but when it comes to choreographed steps, not really my scene. So I'd be the guy in the back that nobody could really find, kind of ducking my head down and really dreading that whole process. But it was a very busy schedule, and of course one day of the week we would meet with the media and do all kinds of interviews, and so there was just so much stuff going on, and I was like a little kid, soaking it up like a sponge, really learning and getting myself acclimated to what it was I knew I wanted to be doing post-Idol. I did an interview the other day with somebody, and they asked me if I think it's fair that to be compared to other past idols who have had lots of success and so forth, and to me it's an honor. I understand that I'll probably forever be synonymous with the show, and that's how I got my start, and I love the people affiliated with the show, and I made some amazing friends along the way. And I really feel like I learned so much about just life in general, and just kind of how to carry myself as a responsible, respectable young adult who can, kind of be a role model to people. And I really wanted to take on that role. Of course, I wanted to use my platform from the very beginning to be a voice for type 1 diabetics out there, and just diabetes in general. And I've been very blessed and fortunate to be a part of many different programs and fundraisers with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation, to work on my own stuff for my own record, and Angola in Africa. I don't know if y'all remember, but last year I didn't see the show because I was on the road. But last year, America.